In this video, we are going to talk about 10 roads you would never want to drive on. So before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. Some of the world's most hazardous roads are on this list. So if you don't get scared easily, buckle up and go on a virtual ride. And if you've actually taken one of these fantastic routes, kindly let us know. Number 10. Fairy Meadows Road, a.k.a. Nanga Parbat Pass, Pakistan. This route, which runs from the Karakoram Highway to the settlement of Tato, may only be 10 miles long, but it is incredibly terrifying. It is unpaved, poorly maintained, and only about the width of a Jeep Wrangler. Instead of guardrails, there is a multi-thousand-meter drop to a valley below. The drive includes many terrifyingly high stretches because the route ascends over 8,000 feet in a short amount of time. Few people have the courage to make it to the Fairy Meadows despite the fact that they are unbelievably beautiful, and await those who make the journey and finish the remainder of the hike on foot. Number 9. 99 Bend Road to Heaven, China. It should come as no surprise that the nation that gave us the Zhangjiajie Grand Canyon Glass Bridge and the precarious Huashan wooden walkways also has its fair share of hazardous highways. The 99 Bend Road to Heaven, which can be found in Tianmen Mountain National Park in central China, has 99 death-defying hairpin twists that are built hundreds of feet in the air. In such areas, if you left the road, you would undoubtedly be killed in a fiery collision. The route is extremely hazardous in inclement weather, especially with the constant threat of an earthquake. How many unfortunate people must have perished while building this skyway? Number 8. Pan American Highway, Alaska to Chile. The Pan American Roadway, PAH, is probably not any more dangerous than the typical American highway, but it's not completely safe either. However, in other locations, utilizing the PAH as a mode of transportation puts your freedom and perhaps life in danger. Undoubtedly, the PAH is hazardous in parts of Mexico and Central America, where terrorists from drug cartels are active. Additionally, you can run with FARC insurgents on the Panamanian portion of the road, who frequently kidnap people and keep them for ransom for months or even years, while some people never leave their improvised jungle prisons. The Darien Gap, a 60-mile stretch of the PAH between Panama and Colombia where the FARC are even harsher, is the only broken part of the 30,000-mile-long PAH. Hope the freeway through there is never finished. Number 7. Sichuan-Tibet Highway, China. Through a region known as Kham, this extremely long highway connects Chengdu in Sichuan with Lhasa in Tibet. The Sichuan-Tibet Highway is a perilous, switchback-filled route that snakes amid towering peaks and is frequently the cause of altitude sickness in tourists, who frequently vomit and erupt in avalanches and rockslides. Numerous Buddhist monasteries, Buddhists wearing red robes, and herds of yaks may all be seen on the route. The Sichuan-Tibet Highway was constructed between 1950 and 1954, and thousands of people have since died while using it, a shocking 7,500 deaths for every 100,000 drivers. Number 6. James Dalton Highway, Alaska. Hazards include severe weather, poor vision, challenging terrain, steep inclines, isolation, and wildlife. The James Dalton Highway, also known as the North Slope Haul Road, is a route taken by trucks, particularly those going to and from the Prudhoe Bay oil fields on Alaska's North Slope. In actuality, the Trans-Alaska Pipeline System is supported by the road. The 414-mile highway has some paved sections, but around three-fourths of it is unpaved. There are just 3 towns along the route, and there are no medical facilities. Anyone traveling by car is recommended to pack a lot of supplies and survival kit. It's interesting that a lot of the episodes of the reality TV series Ice Road Truckers dramatize the difficulties of traveling on this perilous, unpaved road. Number 5. Kolyma Highway and Lena Highway, the Road of Bones. Siberia is usually difficult to cross. This Siberian route from Magadan to Never, known as the Road of Bones, meanders through one of the world's coldest locations. It is made up of the R504 Kolyma Highway and the A360 Lena Highway, 2 roadways that share the same risks, though the R504 is better maintained. The Lena River Ice Road, which is exactly what it sounds like, a road over the river that is open each year from December through April, when the ice is frozen enough to drive on, or so one hopes, connects the roads, is exactly what it sounds like. Sadly, many of people perish every year as a result of their cars slipping through the ice. Winter is the best season for road travel because the frozen ground and water make for relatively smoother mobility, though you still have heavy snow, ice, and extremely low visibility to contend with. However, the road turns into a gigantic mud in July and August, when it tends to rain a lot, causing miles-long traffic bottlenecks. This muddy monster can only be handled by the most hardy 4x4 cars. To make matters worse, people have been known to rob one another during these traffic jams because they become so bored. Number 4. Hualien Tunnel Road, China. 13 of those villages decided to construct a 0.8-mile tunnel through the solid rock of a vertical cliff after the Chinese government concluded it wasn't worthwhile to go to the difficulty and expense of building a road that would be utilized by only 300 locals. The peasants, who lived in the Taihang Mountains in the Hunan region, used explosives to blow their way through this precarious cliff. Some of the villagers died in accidents because they lacked experience building roads. The tunnel is only just wide enough for 2 cars at 12 feet long by 15 feet high. The road was completed in 5 years and made accessible to traffic in 1977. Beware, when it rains, this route becomes especially hazardous. It's interesting to note that this region of China has at least 2 more cliff tunnel roadways. Number 3. Zojila Pass, India. Any route that passes across the world's tallest mountain range is likely to be at least somewhat hazardous to traverse. Given that it is a dirt road without guardrails where traffic signs and where landslides are a constant issue, the Zoji Pass most definitely qualifies in this aspect. Additionally, the road's maximum elevation is almost 11,000 feet as it zigzags between jagged peaks. Zoji Pass, which connects Srinagar and Leh in Indian Kashmir's western Himalayan mountain range, is typically closed during the winter when 50-foot snowdrifts make it impossible. Thankfully, Zoji Pass is just approximately 9 kilometers long, which is good news for motorists. By the way, it was initially constructed in 1947 and was initially utilized for military functions. Number 2. North Yungas Road, the Road of Death. Avoid this road if you don't want to travel on one called the Road of Death. The Road of Death, a nearly 50-mile stretch of one-lane road with sheer drops of as much as 3,000 feet into the Amazon rainforest below, runs from La Paz to Coroico. Surprisingly, there are almost 200 hairpin curves on the road. Nearly 300 travelers every year died on the road up until 1994. Many impromptu memorials can be seen in locations where unfortunate people have fallen over cliffs and into the jungle ravines below. Fortunately, a 2-lane paved road has been built around the worst stretch of the route, which has reduced vehicle traffic. But bikers continue to attempt the Road of Death, often losing their lives in the process. In addition, the South Yungas Road to Cochabamba is regarded as being almost as hazardous. Number 1. Killar to Panji Road, via Kishtwar, India. Only those with steely nerves and a love of driving in the highlands should attempt this nerve-wracking road. This rough, gravelly route, which is only open in the summer, is around 70 miles long. It is particularly dangerous in a 6-mile section where rocky overhangs seem ripe for the taking. The road was constructed by the local villagers hundreds of years ago, and over the years it has not been restored. This dirt and gravel road, which is just wide enough for 1 jeep at a time, is terrifyingly unstable in certain parts. A driver's one mistake may send a car careening 2,000 feet off a precipice. It is difficult to see videos of people driving over this road since it is so terrifying. Make sure this is your final task if it's on your bucket list. Uncertain of your readiness? More pictures and information about this treacherous road may be found in this travelogue about driving the Killar to Panji Road. What do you think about this video? Do let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.